Hey everyone, it's Theo, and I'm actually kind of excited to play Tavern Defense. I haven't played this map since 2014. This was my most played map back in the day. I have over 2 million kills on this map alone, and that was because this was the most important map I ran to get XP for my heroes. Now this is an image I actually created of my build. I made this in Photoshop because we didn't have DD Planner back then. And I have a lot of memories of this map. This is an image that I made in September 30th of 2013. So I'm pretty excited to run this map again. It's been a long time. So let's go ahead and get this party started, shall we? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get this first chest. And then I will be building an ensnare and a strengthening aura inside here. Kind of putting it right here. And I'll have a nature's pylon outside. That's should boost that aura stack onto my buff beam that I'll be placing outside. So we're going to go ahead and run around this entire map. And go ahead and grab some mana. Now, this does bring back a lot of memories, but I also, I play a lot of Tavern incursions, so I'm fairly used to this map now. But this was just a fun map. I say it was fun, but it really wasn't. We're going to place an ensnare and a strength drain aura right here. Bam, bam. And we go ahead and swap over to our EV. Now this freaking window, man, I have so much problems getting my heroes through there. I mean, it's kind of laughable. So I'm going to place a single reflect beam right here. That's just in case archers get through that doorway and they start shooting at the crystal. That's the only reason that's there. Now we're going to place a 60U buff beam right here. I'm going to go from that point all the way over to there. And then I'm going to go ahead and build a little triangle, 2 reflect beams here to protect my towers from snot balls. All right, we're going to try to jump through here. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and swap over to our Hermit. In our Hermit, we're going to build a Golem and a Nature's Pylon. Now, the Golem really is just about keeping the 2 bosses busy right here. The Snowman and the Cupid will worry about them. And that Nature's Pylon right there is going to buff the auras inside here onto that buff beam. We might have to upgrade that Nature's Pylon in order for that to happen. But that's the goal. Then we're going to go ahead and place some DSTs and some LTs. Now I'm going to go ahead and place my LTs first. I got 2 LTs. I'm going to go ahead and place them right now. And then I'm going to start my tower boost. And I'll drop some mana to finish up the Adept towers. Now I'm just running over here to grab, to get some mana real quick. Start my tower boost. Drop half my mana. Alright, there we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and build my DSTs. I'm going to point 2 that way, and then 1 to each direction, and then 1 in that direction. And then we'll just finish it up with some LTs. And that's the build. That's all we're going to be doing, and we're going to be doing some upgrading and some tower boosting and a few other things like that. But the DSTs are quite important. Your DSTs are basically going to take care of the mobs that are coming from the 2 spawns back here. If I can just get through this freaking window. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Adept Upgrader. And I'm also going to go ahead and bring in a Summoner, a Guardian Summoner. Now my Guardian Summoner does have a Monk and a Huntress Guardian. And I found that the waves went smoother. They just felt smoother when I had all 3 of my heroes in here like this. And having 3 heroes did not actually increase wave time 1 bit. So I just felt everything ran smoother this way. And so that's why I do it. I ran this map a whole bunch of different times just to see what my timings looked like. And for the most part, my combat time was actually shorter with 3 heroes in than it was with just 2, if you can believe that. Now playing this map, it's been 10 years since I played this map. It's so funny when I'm thinking back to what the builds used to be like. because we didn't have tower stacking back then. So I remember building harpoons because nobody played Apprentice Builders back then. If you can imagine that. So the you'd have a lot of minion walls, and I just remember out here at this crystal, you would basically just build a box of archers covering the 3 paths to that crystal, and then you'd have harpoons back here behind the crystal, shooting at everything that came out here. And then we really didn't know. We were using like huntresses. We weren't really even using huntresses. We were using rangers with pawn shots as our DPS weapon, trying to kill bosses with that, and boost, hero boost monks. We didn't call them that back then. We just called them regular monks. And so we would have our monk with our seahorse pet, because that was primarily until tanks came out and the chicken became like the best pet at the time. The seahorse was the pet to have, and just I couldn't do this map solo if I tried. It was me, Asen, RCDM, maybe Certain or Hellfire, and we all 4 had to just play this map together to beat these things. And I don't even know what we were farming for back then, but this map was my main go-to for upgrading heroes, leveling them up. And it wasn't playing this, it was playing this on pure strategy, where in pure strategy it was nice because there were no ogres. And so that image I showed was kind of my build, which was just a bunch of buff beams with archers and lightning towers. I mean, not lightning towers, lightning auras, trying to kill mobs. And I made a lot of cubes upgrading other people's heroes. And so I would be the one hero, and I would run this map, and then someone else would have 3 heroes in that they wanted to have upgraded, and they would pay to have that done with cubes, which are of no value today. But I will say that the process was quite long to do this back then, because you didn't have a way to start the wave unless everyone G'd up. So you would hit G, and then you'd have to wait for the counter because that person would be AFK. And so every wave you're just sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting, because you couldn't just start the wave as the host. You had to wait for everyone to G up. So playing this map, and honestly, once I started playing Tavern Incursion with Tiggy in that group, a lot of these memories started popping back. But that was just kind of what we did back then. We didn't have XP orbs. We didn't have, Tinks wasn't a thing then. And definitely not Crystal Cave Survival as your XP farm. Tavern Defense was your XP farm. And that was kind of the main point, the main reason to play that map. Alright, so now that I have everything upgraded, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use a Huntress as my DPS hero. And the reason I'm going to be using the Huntress is for some long-range boss killing. But we're still a little bit away from that, so I'm just going to run around this map and have some fun with Huntress, because I just really enjoy Piercing Shot. I like the sound of it, I like how it sounds, and I think it's just fun. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for the next few waves while we're doing things. And I may take a trip down memory lane again. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I just remember from this map. I probably made over 30 cubes leveling up other people's characters on this map. It's just so much is different. We didn't have accessories. There was no accessory farming on this map. It was sheer chaos to get things done. So, if anything, we were most likely running around with our monks. DPSing things, and that's about it. So a lot of good times, and honestly, a lot of plugged-in Xbox controllers. I actually used I used to have a USB hub, and I had 3 Xbox controllers plugged into it to control all of my splits, so that I could hero boost and in DPS, and other things like that. So all of my Xbox controllers had rubber bands around them, so that I could my tower booster could stay active. And so I'd have my tower booster, controller trigger rubber banded down so that it would keep on shooting, etc., etc. It made for a very messy desk, I can say that. But fun memories, and if my kids came in and they'd also take up a controller and we'd play, which was a lot of fun. But this map is a joy. Up until I think I got to the bosses and I realized I remember this wasn't fun. To be honest, back then going against the Cupid was not fun. It really wasn't. I remember playing like Temple of Love or Temple O Love, and I remember making like these Cupid reflect beam boxes just to protect your DPS heroes from Cupid arrows. All right, so we're on the last wave, and I'm bringing in my Hero Boost Monk. And so my Hero Boost Monk is basically going to Hero Boost my Huntress to kill the turkey. And hopefully there's enough Hero Boost left that I can still I can still take out the Cupid and the Snowman. Now I do take out the turkey first because it has the most health. And so I want to utilize my Hero Boost for that boss. Well, the Golem is dealing with the Cupid, and the Snowman and my towers are kind of doing some damage to those 2 bosses. So by the time I'm done with the turkey and set my sights on the other 2 bosses, there won't be much left, and a couple piercing shots should take care of them. And my hope is I'll still have some hero boost from my main hero booster to kill those 2 bosses. But if I don't, I'll probably just turn on my hero boost, which isn't a lot. It's only 1.5k on my tower boost monk. I'll turn the hero boost on there. Just that little extra bump hopefully might help put me over the top. So that's going to be the goal for the final wave. And I know I don't generally talk over an entire video, but this is one of those videos, and probably my Akatiti video will be the same way, because those were the main maps I ran back in 2013. Yeah, my main maps were Sky City, Tavern Defense, King's Game, Aquanus, and Akatiti. Those were the most important maps I ran all the time back then, and they still rank they're still in my top 15 maps ever played from a kills perspective, so they're still up there. Alright, so I'm going to go all the way over here to this place over here. I'm going to stand by this cart. I got my Hero Boost Monk ready to go. So I will start my Hero Boost, and then I'll start my Tower Boost, and then I'm going to go ahead and do some piercing shot on that turkey. And here we go. Hero Boost on. Tower Boost is on. And now I am piercing shotting. I'm killing that turkey is what I'm doing. So there we go. There we go. And eventually that turkey's going to die. That turkey's going to notice me and start slinging some eggs at me. I mean, how rude. But we're almost there. Oh, there we go. Let me run over here. I still have some tower boost. Hero boost. Still have some. Oh, I'm out now. Alright. Hero boost. Alright, hero boosting. Here we go. By the time I started hero boosting on my tower boost monk, the towers had already killed it. So, really, I could have probably just chilled. Not worried about the turkey. Killed the turkey and let the towers and Tower Boost Monk worry about the other 2 bosses. But on Ruthless, you do get double accessories, so that's pretty much it. Now, these are trans-capped accessories. They're just like the ones from Arcane Library, so if you don't care about these accessories, there's not a whole lot of reason or point to run this map at all, other than the memories. So, I mean, that's really kind of it. So, I appreciate you guys listening and following along as we go down memory lane. That's all I have for this video. Thanks for watching, and happy farming.